Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Shahmi bin Azhar and my metric number is B0820100415. So today my group and I will talk about our presentation assignment, which is we will talk about transmission line. So a transmission line is used for the transmission of electrical power from generating substation to the various distribution unit. It transmits the wave of voltage and current from one end to another. The transmission line is made up of a conductor having a uniform cross-section along the line. For safety purpose, the distance between the line and ground is much more. The electrical tower is used for supporting the conductors of the transmission line. Towers are made up of steel for providing high strength to the conductor. So the main supporting unit of overhead transmission line is transmission tower. Transmission tower have to carry the heavy transmission conductor at a sufficient safe height from ground. In addition to all that, all tower have to sustain all kind of natural calamities. So transmission tower design is an important engineering job where all three basic engineering concepts, civil, mechanical and electrical engineering concepts are equally applicable. A power transmission tower consists of the following part: a peak of transmission tower, a cross arm of transmission tower, boom of transmission tower, cage of transmission tower body, leg of transmission tower, and anchor bolt and base plate assembly of transmission tower. So this is the picture we took from our neighborhood for the design of the transmission line tower.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Syarul Izzat bin Muhammad Saad. So now I will explain more detail about some part of the transmission line. Note that the construction of these towers is not a simple task, and there is a tower erection methodology behind building this high voltage transmission tower. So the first part of the transmission tower is at the peak of transmission tower. The portion above the top cross arm is called peak of transmission tower. Generally, earth shield wire connected to the tip of this peak. The second one is a cross arm of transmission tower. Cross arm of transmission tower hold the transmission conductor. The dimension of of cross arm depends on the level of transmission voltage, configuration, and minimum forming angle for stress distribution. So the third one is a cage of transmission tower. The portion between tower body and peak is known as cage of transmission tower. The portion of the tower holds the cross arms. The fourth is a transmission tower body. The portion of bottom cross arms up to the ground level is called transmission tower body. This portion of the tower plays a vital role for maintaining required ground clearance of the bottom conductor of the transmission line. To determine the actual transmission tower height by considering the above point, we have divided the total height of tower in four parts. The first one is a minimum permissible ground clearance. The second one is a maximum sag of the conductor. The third one is a vertical spacing between top and bottom conductor. The fourth one is a vertical clearance between ground wire and top conductor. The diameter design. The transmission line system chosen for this assignment involved was a 132 kilowatt transmission line system. Typical 132 kilowatt transmission tower construction model in Malaysia, known as Type 23L steel lattice. The height of this lattice tower was 28.22 meter, and the transmission line system is assumed to be located on flat terrain with a typical span length of 300 meter. The line was strung with twin 300 millimeter square aluminium conductor steel reinforced ACSR called codename Batang. Its outside diameter is 24.16 millimeter, and the bundle conductor are separate at 400 millimeter each. The earth wire was a single 160 millimeter square optical ground wire, also known as OPGW, for each circuit, and its outside diameter was 12.20 mm. The typical suspension insulator string had 10 toughened glass insulator discs and an overall string length of 2009 millimeter, including fittings at the top and bottom of the string. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ashrif bin Kamaluddin. My matrix number is B0820103001. Next, I'm going to talk about operation of each component, such as phase conductor, transmission poles, and suspension insulator. So firstly, we have phase conductor. A conductor is the main component which carries current from one point to another. Very often, a single circuit pole contains three conductors, since major portion of our system is the phases. One conductor per phase is used. Some poles are designed to carry two circuits. Such poles contain 6 line conductors. Next, we have transmission poles. Transmission pole is the main structure which carries conductors and keeps them away from the ground. Due to economic reasons, the conductors used in transmission lines are kept bare to keep them at an appropriate distance from Earth. A pylon or pole of appropriate height is required. Next, we have suspension insulator. The transmission line insulator is made of porcelain. Its major objective is to insulate conductor from pole as well as to support it. The insulator is directly connected to cross and arm of the pole. Each disc in a suspension insulator string is designed for a low voltage, like 11 kV. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Hazri Irfan. I will continue to present about each component of the part at the transmission line. Okay, for the fourth component is cross arm. Cross arms are used to support insulator. The figure above indicate insulator connected to a double circuit transmission line pylon. Okay, for the five component for low voltage transmission of electricity, one conductor per phase is used. However, for high voltage transmission, multiple conductors per phase are employed. In such a case, the spacing is used so as to keep the conductors apart from each other. Okay, for the next component is power line makers. Okay, the function of power line maker are used to make transmission line visible to pilots, drone operators, and other machinery operating in area. Very often orange color ball are used on transmission line for this purpose. Next component is vibration dampers. As the name indicate, the vibration dampers are installed on transmission line to control vibration of overhead line. A vibration damper has two bell-sharp metallic wick fastened to end of the metallic rod. That's all for me. I will pass for the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Arus, and I will continue for the earth wire. Earth wire is used for collecting high voltage from lightning arrestor and supplying to the earth. The earth wire will be running on the top of the tower. From right here on this picture, this is the earth cable. Next, for fuse and isolating switches, the fuse are used to protect the appliances from high voltage and fault. The isolating switches are used for isolating the different appliances in the transmission. And lastly, for jumper wire, in this picture, this is a jumper wire. It has 6 jumper wire for 6 line conductor. Line conductor on transmission line is not connected to each other. The electrical connection between the conductor is provided by a loop joining both sides of the conductor, and it called jumper wire. This is from us. Thank you.